This is an old school Lufkin pumpjack oil well located here in downtown Baytown, Texas. As you can see, they are very tall. They're much taller than they seem on the side of the road. They seem small, but when you see it up close, it's about 3 or 4 stories tall. I don't know the exact age of this well, but it was donated here to the Bicentennial Park in 1976 by Exxon. So it was repaired and restored. So it's got a massive engine with a lot of components that drive that jack up and down. It's a Lufkin machine company, and it says filled with 35 gallons of oil. So this pumping unit, which is also referred to as an oil well, it is very, very vintage. It's old school, it's antique. Considering it was donated in 1976, it was probably retired decades earlier. So it could be as old as a century old, or it could just be, 20, 30 years older than when this park was built in 1976. But it is a fascinating piece of Texas history. So the pumping unit was donated here by Exxon in 1976. As indicated by the plaque memorial here. Okay, we are in historic downtown Baytown, Texas. And this is a vintage Lufkin pump shaft oil well. It was donated by Exxon in 1976. And again, they're much taller up close than what they appear on the side of the road. I mean, this sucker looks huge to me, with a lot of vintage components that drive this thing up and down. Okay, here's another view from the side. It's a Lufkin machine. It's a motor driven by pulleys, where it probably had a winch that moved it up and down. So it is very large in height. And this well could be as old as a century old, or it could be as new as a couple of decades before they retired it and put it here on display in 1976. This is a very unique and fascinating piece of Texas history. As you can see, the gears on it are very large. And the motor is Lufkin Foundry Machine Company. Requires 35 gallons of oil to operate. Okay, on the plaque memorial here, it does indicate that the pumping unit was donated by Exxon, repaired and moved here in 1976. And this is an engraving here. It looks like of the same oil well on a marble stone plaque here right next to the monument. And here's another view, a side view of the vintage pump shaft or pumping unit. Here's the City of Baytown logo here on this little stone monument right next to the old oil well. Okay, so we are at Bicentennial Park, and this is located here in downtown Baytown, Texas. And everybody knows Baytown is famous for Exxon, and they are the ones who retired this unit and donated it in 1976. So this park has been here now 47 years, which is amazing. It's another side view of the components. And this is the part, obviously, that drills into the ground and extracts the oil. So this concludes our tour today of the vintage, antique, historical Lufkin pump shaft oil well, or it's also referred to as a pumping unit, right here in Baytown, Texas. So this oil well is featured at Bicentennial Park, Baytown, Texas. It's a very cold day, about 45 degrees, with a lot of precipitation. I hope y'all enjoyed it as much as I did. Please like it and subscribe.